We continue now at the top of Daf Ayin Bezam and Bezam Mesechet Sanhedrin. This is Sanhedrin Daf 72b. On the previous summit, the Gemara had a contradiction in Brises. What happens if you have a Baba Machtera, somebody that's tunneling in, that's breaking into a house, and you're not sure if that person is going to come to kill you or not? Are you allowed to kill him? It was a contradiction in Brises, and the Gemara now answers it's not difficult. Kan bi av al haben. In one case, we're talking about where a father is breaking into the house of the son. Kan bi ben al ha'av. In the other case, we're talking where the son is breaking into the house of the father. Rashi explains, Av haba al haben b'machteres. If the father is breaking into the house of the son, misafek al yahargeyu. So if you're in doubt, you shouldn't kill him. Al yahargeyu b'no. The son should not kill the father. Devadei rachmei av al b'no. Certainly we can assume the father is going to have mercy on the son. He will not try to kill his son. V'afilu hu matzil mamono lo yahargeyu. Even if the son is trying to protect his money, he will not kill him. Hilkach domim lo. Therefore it's domim lo, meaning there's going to be guilt if you kill that father. Unless you know, like the son, it's clear to you, unless it's clear that he hates and that he's going to kill. But ben al ha'av, but let's say it's the son against the father, certainly if it's some other person, a stranger, hargeyu misafik, then if you have a doubt, you could kill him. He certainly came with that intention of killing. If the person who owns the house is defending himself, then the person breaking into the house will kill him. Unless you know for sure, unless you know for sure that he's going to have mercy like a father on his son. And the Gemara continues, Rav says, Kol de'osi aloi b'machtar, to anybody who comes against me and breaks into my house, katil nalei, I will kill him, levar me Rav Chanina bar Shela, except for Rav Chanina bar Shela. My time, what's the reason? Ilema mishum de tzaddik, if you're going to say that Rav was saying because Rav Chanina bar Shela was a tzaddik, and that's why he knows Rav Chanina bar Shela is not coming to kill, and therefore he won't kill him, but that doesn't make sense. Haka'asi b'machtar, the case over here is theoretically that he is breaking into the house. So clearly in this theoretical consideration, Rav Chanina bar Shila would not be a tzaddik. So Ela Re'adar Mishum de Kimli Begave, what Rav was saying was, I am certain the Merachim Olai, that he would have mercy on me, Karachim of Al Haben, just like a father would have mercy on his son. And the Gemara continues, Tanu Rabban, and the rabbis taught, Damim Lo. Again, Damim Lo refers to the fact that it's a situation where you are held responsible if you kill the person breaking in. You're not allowed to kill him. And that's talking Bein B'chol, Bein B'Shabbos. That scenario would be whether we're talking on a weekday or on Shabbos. And Ein Lo Damim, there is no guilt. You are allowed to kill him. That also applies Bein B'chol, Bein B'Shabbos. That applies whether we're talking about on a weekday or whether on Shabbos. And the Gemara analyzes the Brisa. B'Shlama Ein Lo Damim. I understand the situation where you're allowed to kill Bein B'chol, Bein B'Shabbos, whether a weekday, whether Shabbos. So it's necessary to teach, meaning to say it's necessary to teach that even on Shabbos you're allowed to kill this person breaking in, because one might have thought maybe it's similar to those who are put to death by the court. The Shabbos lo katlina, and the halacha is that Bezdin is not allowed to administer the death penalty on Shabbos. They don't kill on Shabbos, and so therefore you might have thought when it comes to a rodef as well, someone breaking into the house, maybe on Shabbos you're not allowed to kill him. Kamash malon de katlina, and that's what the Bryce is teaching us, that you are allowed to kill even on Shabbos. Elodamim lo bein b'chol bein b'Shabbos, but the idea that you're not allowed to kill, let's say by a father breaking into the house of the son, you're not allowed to kill, says the Bryce, whether on a weekday, whether on Shabbos. Why do you even need to say that? Hashta b'chol lo katlina le. If on a weekday you're not allowed to kill, b'Shabbos mi boy, is it even a question on Shabbos? Of course you can't kill him on Shabbos. That's a kal v'chomer. And the Gemara continues and answers. Amar Rav Sheshes says, lo nitzrucha, no, it is necessary. What it's teaching us is as follows: in a situation where you're not allowed to kill, it's saying even if you would have to uncover him from the rubble, meaning to save his life. Let's say you have a situation where you are not allowed to kill him. So in that situation, you would also have to save him. And the Bryce is saying you'd have to save the person even if he's under the rubble, and it would involve violating Shabbos. You would have to save him even on Shabbos. That's what the Bryce is teaching. And the Gemara continues, Tanu Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, V'huka, the pasuk says, this is talking about Baba Machteres, again, somebody breaking in the house. The full pasuk is, in B'machteres yimotze haganov, if the ganov is found B'machteres, he's breaking in, V'huka v'meis, and then he is struck and he dies, Ein lo damim, it's a situation of Ein lo damim, there is no guilt, he's allowed to kill him, that's what the pasuk was saying. So we darshan, V'huka means B'chol adam, anyone is allowed to kill this Baba Machteres, v'meis, and then it says, and he dies, B'chol miso, shato yachol amiso, you can kill him in any way that it's possible to kill him, that is fine. And the Gemara says, Bishlama v'huka b'chol adam. I understand that it says v'huka to tell you that anyone can kill him. So itzrich, that's necessary to teach that. Because one might have thought that when it comes to the balabayis, so there already there's a presumption. The kimle, there's a presumption. There's a presumption that a person is not going to just let his money be taken away, he'll defend himself. And so therefore there you have that presumption that the person coming in, the person breaking in, is going to kill the balabayis, and therefore the balabayis can kill him. Avol acher lo, but maybe you would think somebody else, so there's no presumption over there that this person breaking in is going to kill some other person, so maybe he's not, maybe that acher, that other person, is not allowed to kill the person breaking in. Kamash malon de rodefu, so that's what the Bryce is teaching, that this person is considered a rodef, he's a pursuer, he's trying to kill someone. V'afilu acher nami, even another person is allowed to kill him. Elav v'meis b'chol misa shatayachol hamiso, but the Bryce is teaching us that v'meis teaches us that you can kill him in any fashion. Lamali, why does the Bryce need to teach us that? Meirotzeach nafka, it seems so obvious. We can learn that out from what we say by a murderer. Detanya, because we learned in a Bryce, so mos yumas hamake rotzeachu, it says the murder will surely die. Ein liel b'miso ha'amurabo, I only know that it's the specific death penalty that is designated for a murderer. Uminayin shemat iyatayachol hamiso b'misa aksuvabo, from where do we know that if you can't kill him with the designated death penalty, shatar rashoy lahamiso b'chol miso shatayachol hamiso, that you're allowed to kill him with any kind of death penalty. You can administer any death penalty which is necessary to administer. Talmud lomar mos yumas mikol makom. It says mos yumas, he will surely die. Any fashion that you can kill him, you can kill him. And so therefore, just like that's true by a rotzeach, wouldn't that be true by a rodef as well? Why does the Bryce even need to say it? And the Gemara says, well, no, Shani Hasam, it's different over there by a Rotzeach, because the Amar Kra, the Pasuk says Mos Yumas. It actually says that double language of Mos Yumas, and so therefore maybe it would only apply there. But the Gemara still asks, why would it only apply there? V'nigmar minei. We should just learn from there. It's a Mamotzinu. Just like we find it's true by Rotzeach, it would be true by Rodef as well. The Gemara says not necessarily, Mishum de have Rotzeach v'goel hadam, shnei ksuvin haboyin kechad, because you have it by Rotzeach, but you also have it by goel hadam. By goel hadam, that's the relative of someone that was killed. That person, let's say, was killed by mistake, and now the relative is allowed to kill the murderer. So there also, it's with any kind of misa that he's able to, any kind of fashion that he's able to kill him. So now you have two sources, and the general rule is v'chol shnei ksuvin haboyin kechad ein melamdin. If you have two psukim that teach the same thing, the whole point is to say that it only applies there and it doesn't apply in other situations, and therefore it is not that obvious that by a rodef you can use any method to kill him, and that's why the Brisa teaches us again, b'chol misa, in any way that you're able to kill him, you're allowed to kill him. And the Gemara continues, Tana Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, Machteres, again it says breaking into the house, Ein li ela Machteres, I only know if he breaks into the house. Gago, Chatzero, V'karfifu minayin, what if he breaks in by the roof, or let's say the courtyard, or an enclosure? How do you know it applies there as well? Talmud Lomer, Yimotze HaGanav, it says in the Pasuk, that the Ganav is found, Mikol Mokum, anywhere where he's found on your property, you can kill him. Imkain, if so, Ma Talmud Lomer Machteres, why does it say Machteres? Why give that example? Mimnei Sharov Ganavim Mitzuyin B'Machteres, because most Ganavim, they tunnel their way into the house. That's just that's a common situation, but it would apply on any of the person's property. And the Gemara continues, Tanya Idach, we learned in another Brisa, Machteres, again it says Machteres, Ein li ela Machteres, I only know if he's tunneling in, breaking into the house. Gago Chatzero v'karfifu minayin, how do we know it applies to the roof, the courtyard, the enclosure? Talmud Lomer Yimotze HaGanav Mikol Mokum, it says again, the Ganav is found in any situation. Imkein Ma Talmud Lomer Machteres, if that's the case, why does it say Machteres? So this Brisa gives a different reason, Machtarto Zuhi Hasra also, because by Machteres, it's considered like he already has received his warning. Rashi explains, Zuhi Hasra also, meaning She'ein Sarach Hasra Acher, so you don't need any other warning. Elohor Gomiyad, the person who's Baba Machteres, you can kill him immediately. Tekevin the Tarachum Asr Nafshe Lachtor, since he took all of the effort to dig his way into the person's house, Adaita Dahachi Asa, he's coming with that understanding, that if the person tries to defend himself, he will kill the Balabayas. V'yamr Torah Kevin the Rodefu Ein Sarach Hasra, and that's what the Torah is saying, that since he's a Rodef, no Hasra, no warning is necessary, Elam Atzilano, so Benavsho, rather you save him with his life. Avol nichnas lachatzero v'gago derech derech haPesach. But let's say he enters to his chotzer, to his courtyard, or to his roof, derech haPesach, meaning he goes in through the door. So then eino hargo, then he can't just kill him immediately. Ad sheyisru bo be'edim, he has to warn him with witnesses. Chazid imna ba'apach, look, I'm standing in front of you. V'katil nanach, and I will kill you. V'zeh yekavel olav hasra, and this person who's in the property, he has to accept that warning. V'yomer, he has to say, Yodeyani v'almanaskin anios, I understand, and I'm doing it anyway. Shem tamud lenegdi erogoscha, I'm doing it, and if you stand in front of me, then I'll kill you. Aval below hasrolo, but in these situations, like a chotzer, for example, without a warning, you cannot just kill the person. The dil malav adaita dinafashos kasi, maybe he's not coming to take a life. Ela da'ashkach pischol hedya, maybe he just found an entrance. V'yola adaita di koi bapoi lepok, and he went in with the understanding that if someone stands before him, he's going to leave. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rav Huna says, Katan harodef, let's say you have a minor who's pursuing someone to kill, Nitan lahatzila benafsho, you're allowed to save the person by killing the katan, by killing the minor. And the Gemara explains Rav Huna's position, Kasavar Rav Huna holds, Rodef eino tzarech hasra, that a rodef, no warning is necessary. And so therefore, Loshna gadol v'loshna katan, that means it doesn't matter if it's an adult, it doesn't matter if the rodef is a minor. If hasra, if warning was necessary, we would say that a katan, a minor, is not able to really accept that warning, doesn't really understand. But since Rav Huna holds that a warning is not necessary, it means you're even able to kill a katan that is a rodef. And the Gemara continues, Eisvei Rav Chisda Rav Huna. Rav Chisda asked Rav Huna a question from the following brisa. Yotza Rosho, let's say a fetus, the head is coming out, it's in the middle of being born, Ein Nogenbo. So let's say the mother's life is in danger, you're not allowed to kill that child now that the head has come out, that's considered another living being. Lefisha Ein Dochen Nefesh Mimnei Nefesh, you can't push off one soul for the other soul. You can't decide that we're going to kill the baby in order to save the mother. And so the Gemara says, 1 second, why? Now, why is that true? Rodefu, isn't this child a rodef? And if Rav Huna is correct that a katan harodef, you can kill the katan, you should be able to kill the baby. The Gemara says, no, Shani Hasam, it's different over there. Dimishemaya karad filo. It's not the child is not acting out of his own volition. This is coming from the heavens that this child is pursuing her, and therefore, ein dochen nefesh mipnei nefesh. And the Gemara continues, name a Messiah, let's say a support to what Rav Huna said from the following brisa. Rodef shaya rodef achar chaver lahargo. If you have a rodef that's pursuing his friend to kill him, omer lo re'eh Yisrael, who we say to him as follows, see that this is a Jewish person, who ven brisu, he's one of the covenant. V'hatorah amra shofech dam adam ba'adam damo yishafech. The Torah says if you spill blood, the person who spills blood, his blood is spilled. Amra Torah hatzil damo shalzeh b'damo shalzeh. The Torah is saying save this person's blood with this person's blood. Now the understanding over here is that this is what we tell the person, but he doesn't have to have any acceptance of the warning, and that actually sounds like you don't really need a formal warning. That's why it's a support for Rav Huna. But the Gemara says not necessarily. Here Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda. It could be that brisa follows the opinion of Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya, because we learned in a brisa Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda says chaver. If you have a chaver, somebody who's knowledgeable, who already knows the law, ein sarech hasra. So there hasra, a warning is not needed. Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda in general says that there are cases that a warning is not needed. Lefisha lo nitna hasra ela lahavchin ben shogeg lemezid, because the only point of hasra is to make a distinction between shogeg and mezid, to make a distinction between someone who's doing it by mistake or someone who's doing it on purpose, and that's why you don't need him to accept the warning in this situation. And Rashi explains, Zahir Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, that brisa could be Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda, dafilu b'haruge bezin, even with those being killed by the courts. Lo boy hasra lo lahavchin, we only need hasra to know that the person is doing it on purpose. Hilka chaver lo boy hasra, that's why Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yehuda says a knowledgeable person doesn't even need a warning. V'lo havchana, because you already know, again, you don't have to distinguish, you know that he knows the halacha. V'yam haaretz boy lasriya, and when it comes to an am haaretz, so it's true that you need to give a warning, to lo name a shogeg hayisi, but that's just so that he shouldn't be able to say it was a mistake, I didn't know. Aval kabolas hasra, but the acceptance of the warning, afilu ba'amoritz lo boy, even by an amoritz, that is not necessary. And the Gemara continues to Ashma, coming here a proof from the following brisa. Rodef shaya rodef achar chaver lahargo. If a rodef is pursuing his friend to kill him, Amar lo re'eshi Yisrael hu ven brisu v'atorah amra shofech dam ha'adam ba'adam damo yishafech. He is told, see that this person is Jewish, he's a person of the covenant, and the Torah says one who spills blood, his blood is going to be spilled. So Amar yodeya anisha hu kain. Now if the rodef says I understand that, potter, he's potter in that case, that's not yet considered an acceptance of the the warning, you have to say the following: Al menas kein ani Yosef. He says, I'm doing this action. I am a rodef. I'm pursuing him, and I'm doing it with that understanding, the understanding that you just told me, that shofech dam adam b'adam damo yishafech, that one who spills blood, his blood is going to be spilled. If he uses that language of al menas kein ani Yosef, so chayiv, so then he's liable. And it seems from here he does need a warning, and he needs to accept the warning. That seems to be not like Rav Huna said, because Rav Huna said this could apply even by a katan, that we kill the katan who's a rodef. And the Gemara says, lo no tzricha, it's necessary. This Bryce is talking about a very specific scenario, to koi betray ivrei denara, that they're on two sides of the river, to lo matzi atzuli, that this person who's giving the warning, he really can't save the person who's being chased, because he's not able to kill the rodef. So that's why he's issuing the warning. If he was able to kill the rodef, he would just kill the rodef with no warning. But here, the only thing he can do is, the only thing he can do is he can bring him to court later. If this person commits murder, he'll be able to bring him to court. And Beidina, boy hasra, it happens to be, Bezdin does require a warning, and that's why he's issuing the warning. This brisa has nothing to do with what Rav Huna was talking about. And Iboy is saying, but the Gemara says, if you want, we could say another answer. If you want, I could say another answer for this brisa. Amar lach Rav Huna can say to you, Ano da Amri, Kitana de Machteres. When I said that you can kill a katan who's a rodef, I was following one particular Tana, and that's the Tana by Machteres, the Amar that said, Machtarto zuhi hasraso. Again, we brought above that there was a brisa that holds that just bava Machteres, when a person breaks into a house, no warning is needed in that scenario, because just that action alone, so to speak, serves as the warning. Rav Huna can respond in that fashion, and we will continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph.